We're starting to feel like we're living the Truman Show.
We found ourselves in Windmageddon.
We're Lauren and Daniel, two city kids living in an Airstream despite having zero RV experience before we moved in 6 months ago. For the last few weeks, we've been living in Texas, and it seems like Mother Nature has been out to get us. First, we got hit by the 2021 Texas freeze, and now we're supposed to be enjoying a relaxing, fun weekend in Marfa, Texas. We woke up this morning, and then this noise started. Yeah.
Because I'm constantly flying the drone, I'm always keeping tabs on the weather, specifically the wind. And in checking my apps, I typically use AccuWeather app, there's a wind advisory there right now of wind gust up to 55 miles an hour. Not at all what we expected from this trip. I'm gonna give you a little taste of what it feels like outside. I'm gonna put on a mask because there are a lot of dust particles in the air, and I wanna take care of my lungs. It's so windy out here. Well, that is not fun.
So, what are we gonna do?
Honestly, I'm thinking that today's a good day to kick up the...
There we go. While Daniel tries to figure out why the leg rest isn't working, I figured I'd pass the time doing the dishes, which is pretty much a never-ending chore in Airstream life. And now, for some reason, the water isn't working either. We had absolutely no plans on losing power or water, so of course we didn't fill up our fresh tank. I have no idea what this weird noise the sink is making when the huge wind gusts come through. It sounds like it's coming from back here, but it's not vibrating. We're officially now out of power and water, and the Airstream is making bizarre noises.
I have no idea where this noise is coming from, but it just makes perfect sense to me to go turn the spigot off and try to troubleshoot there. So if turning the spigot off gets rid of the noise, then at least I've eliminated the noise part of it. I don't know what we'll do about water. We'll give it some time. There's no water pressure. So I've got a water pressure regulator here, and I try to keep it between 40 and 50, and right now it's at 0. Until we can figure out what's going on with the water, I'm just gonna turn it off. Now let's go check the power, because we certainly don't have power, and it'd be great if we did. This is a surge protector, and this is exactly why you need surge protectors for crazy scenarios when you have flickering or the power goes absolutely out. I've got 0 reading on my surge protector right now, so I know there's no power going to the surge protector. I thought maybe the circuit had tripped, but it hasn't, so I'm gonna try turning it off and then turn it back on. That means we are now officially out of both water and power. This is not how we envisioned our day going in Marfa. I have sand in my eyes and I can't see anything anymore, so we're gonna go back inside.
We're shooting back here because the sink is so loud we're afraid you won't be able to hear me. Our Airstream RV park manager just came and let us know that the power, of course, is out, and the water is a tank that once the power goes out will no longer fill up. So that's the reason why we're out of water. We asked her if this was normal, She said, and I quote, "No, this is an emergency. Please stay safe." So how on earth we are back here only a couple weeks later in emergency Texas weather? I am so over Texas weather.
This is also a bad hair day.
And the owner just texted us. So much for conserving water when I did dishes right before everything went out, huh?
we have no water. We have water bottles, but that's about it. But that's basically why you guys think we never prepare for things like this, because this came out of nowhere. We knew it was gonna be windy, but I mean, seriously, who the heck knew that wind could take out your water and power? For real. And if you knew this was a possibility, kudos to you. Wind outages, snow outages. The only thing left is like
Please don't say it. Whatever you're gonna say, don't say it. I guess we'll just go to town because the manager told us they have power and there's really nothing for us to do here at the Airstream. We'll just go hang out and see what's open and go from there. Then we can come back for tonight, or I guess if it's not, well, we might have to stay at a hotel because it's not like it's going to be freezing or anything tonight, right?
I don't think so. Go into my handy dandy weather app. I've honestly only been checking it for the wind because I knew that we had some really strong winds. It is currently 77 degrees, and then 72 at 4, 68 at 5, 50 at 8, 41 at 11. Oh boy. And 29 at 8 a.m. with the real fill on here of 15.
Maybe staying in a hotel after all.
We're prepared for this. I've got an extra gas can, and we have the 2 generators, which we now know how to work. So the plan is to go into town, fill up the 5-gallon gas can that we purchased thanks to all of the amazing feedback from you guys, and come back here and just prepare for tonight to get through the freeze. What else can you do?
But since it's super friggin' windy, looks like I'm gonna be ruining my perfectly showered hair, which is kind of a thing considering RV life means that, you know, showers are, well, let's just say less common than when you live in a house. We are setting the Airstream on away mode so we are not running down our batteries, which thankfully seem to be fine after the winter freeze, and off to get gas we go.
Oh yeah! Get some of that liquid gold Texas tea, you know what I mean? This we purchased thanks to y'all's recommendations, because we did not own a gas can before, but now we do. Because of comments, I'm taking this out of the back of the truck and putting it on the ground instead of filling it while in the truck bed this time. So thank you all for the recommendations.
Marfa is known for how many local spots that they have, which is one of the reasons we wanted to come. And I wanted to come and check out this cool grocery store that they're kind of known for anyway, so now we have a really good excuse. We're just as big as it gets here. The gal at the grocery store told us in Alpine, which is the nearest neighboring city like 20 minutes away, apparently the wind is even ripping off the roofs of baseball dugouts. So that's lovely. Since they didn't have large water gallons, we now know that that's another thing that we need to invest in, so that we could just simply find a spigot somewhere and fill up our big jugs and put it in the Airstream, because how we're going to flush the toilet, I don't really know. But we figure we might as well do something fun. This is the Sentinel. And yes, even though maybe the newspaper wasn't the greatest idea since it's so windy, that's what they do here. They're a local newspaper, except they have added cocktails, coffee, and snacks because, well, newspapers need more revenue to stay alive these days. How freaking cool is that? Covered in dust. So we're gonna go see what we can do about finding dinner somewhere, since we still don't have water. It's gonna make it kind of hard to cook. So yay for finding a local business to have dinner at tonight. To-go food at this amazing place called Campo, and what's even better than that is I just heard from the Airstream RV park that we may actually have power. So maybe this turns out a little bit better than our last crazy winter camping adventure. Fingers crossed.
Good news, we just got back to the campground and we're gonna have some power and we're gonna have some water. We just heard from our neighbor and that is awesome. And while we have some power, that means we're going to be able to fill up our fresh tank because, well, we've got this impending freeze. So it's better to be safe than sorry. So we're gonna fill up our fresh tank as quickly as possible while we've got power.
Food will have to wait, but that's okay. Daniel is turning on the water. Yeah, that's working.
Now, if you watch Texas Freeze, you know I made a lot of mistakes filling the fresh tank, like a lot. And the last time I used a thingamadoogie, thingamabobby, whatever you want to call it, that attached to the hose to fill the tank, screw that thing, it is done. Let's get to filling this fresh tank. First thing I'm gonna do is turn off the water because it's currently running. Second thing I'm gonna do is make sure that my fresh tank valve is closed. Do it here. There we go, that's good, that's all you get. Okay, it's closed. I mean, legitimately every hour the temperature's dropping, like fast, like 10 degrees an hour. I don't know what it is, but it's really fast. So I'm already shivering. I'm gonna disconnect this, and based on a lot of feedback about this inline filter, from now on I'm gonna start connecting the inline filter closer to the spigot, not here alongside the Airstream. And the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this inline filter and I'm gonna bring it inside with us tonight because it is going to be freezing. And at the last campground, there were like 20 of these that were in the garbage that were just, now I know what one looks like when it freezes. These things just like explode. You don't want that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay. Minus the thingamadoogie, thingamabobby. We're good to go. I can hear it. This is how you ensure the proper alignment of the hose into the opening. Posture is very, very important. Based on my expertise, which is obviously extensive, we've been here for about 10 minutes, so I approximate that's between 0 and 100%. That's an accurate assessment.
Do you want me to just run in and check?
No, I think we're good. I think I'm just gonna well, if I pull this out, it's gonna spray everywhere, so I'm gonna need your assistance, Lauren, to turn it off.
Good point. It's so windy, I feel like I'm gonna get blown over.
we were told that when there's a freeze coming, you should disconnect all of your hoses. Like, don't even have them attached. So because we have the fresh tank filled, disconnecting everything. If you don't have a set of these are great. This takes the pressure off of the hose, because typically it's just sticking straight out and it puts a lot of torque on these joints. So definitely pick up a couple of these, and we've got a link to these products in our Amazon store. Be sure to check it out in the description. If you watched our winter prepping video, you know it's very important to get the water out of these hoses. And since we're in Texas, there are varying techniques. I'm going to show you my latest technique for emptying the water from these hoses. You ready? Like I've said in many other videos, we can show you how not to do things. Even with the proper techniques, you probably need to go to places like airstream.com. I'm not gonna get that from us, but it still works. There's no water in the hose, so that's worth something, right?
He was not a bartender in another life, obviously, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
So maybe Daniel doesn't care how much fresh water we have, but I wanted to check. Good news, 83%.
Got the beer from the truck. It's called Lucky Buddha. And for God's sakes, we can use a little luck, right?
So I think we probably ordered with the thought process that we were gonna eat our feelings when we got food today. But we kept seeing all of this amazing food come out of the kitchen, and so we ordered spicy bruschetta and tacos. I guess this is a celebratory dinner for having power and water and a full fresh tank.
True story, my lips are so dry right now, they're burning, but my face also feels like it's been sandblasted. Like, I mean, thank you Texas for the free microdermabrasion, but that's not exactly what I was looking for while we were here. Windburn, it's a real thing. Never experienced that before. Let's bump bellies. I hear that's good luck too. Bumping the Buddha bellies.
Good news is it looks like it's still gonna hit freezing tonight.
31 instead of 29. Winning.
Has become the first woman.
It's just after 9 o'clock. We figured just in case we have any kind of interrupted sleep, it'd be better to go to bed early.
We're super tired. I think we have a little bit of PTSD after Texas.
We're still in Texas.
We're still in Texas. We're in the never-ending state.
We'll see you in the morning.
Great news. Last night, we did not lose power. We woke up, it was nice and warm in the Airstream. After all that, it didn't drop to 29 degrees. It dropped to 27. And we were still okay. Can't wait to show you. I've upped my game a little bit with my coffee making skills. Here we go.
Thanks, Boo. It smells delicious. Now that we're powered by caffeine and we've waited a little bit so it's warmed up outside, aka still only like 40s, 50s, but I will take sunny and cool any day of the week, we're gonna go head out and explore more of Marfa. Let's do it. Whoa! It's really strong still. Oh, I'm not sure down here was a good idea for the day. Almost forgot this is our next to last stop in Texas. We haven't put our sticker on. And it's a big one. One of the reasons that we came to Marfa is because they're known for their local shops. Apparently, they're basically like little mini art galleries with not only art, but also local goods and supplies that you can buy.
Miranda just got. Yeah, we went for one extra.
Trying to think of a spot in the Airstream where I can put this. When you have such a small home, every purchasing decision is the thing. After a lovely afternoon visiting the shops, it was time to grab some dinner, which proved to be a little more difficult than expected. One thing that's really important to note when you visit Marfa is that it's important to come on the weekends because a lot of things are closed during the week. We're running into that a little bit even tonight, which is a Sunday evening, because a lot of the restaurants are closed. But as the food at Hotel St. George was delicious, we were not disappointed. While we ate, the sun set, which means there's only one thing to do in Marfa.
We're on our way to see the infamous Marfa lights. They say that if you look to the right when you're looking out over the plateau, you should be able to see some dancing lights.
And thankfully, the wind has calmed down, but the temperature is dropping quickly. So our adventure to the Marfa Lights is probably gonna be fast. As a rule of thumb with our Wanderlocal traveling, because the world is the way it is today, we try to avoid places that have a lot of people. And it's spring break, Marfa Lights are officially packed. There's probably 500 cars here. So we're just gonna hang out in the truck, see if we can see Marfa Lights, and then call it a day.
I'm the biggest skeptic of all, and I know it's probably just a natural phenomenon, but when I was looking out into the plateau area there, I saw a bright red flash, and I'm not exactly sure if that's what you're supposed to see, or if it's supposed to be bright white or red or green, but that was pretty cool. Or I'm just tired. One or the other. At this point, it's hard to say.
After a possible sighting of the Marfa Lights, it was time to head back to the Airstream, because tomorrow we begin our trip to New Mexico. But there's an important stop or two you have to make on your way out of Marfa. It's definitely still pretty windy out here, but right in between downtown Marfa and Prada, there's this awesome installation of art that is paying tribute to the movie Giant because it was filmed here. Pretty cool, right? Welcome to Marfa Prada. Built in 2005, it was designed to be, quote, a pop architectural land art project, end quote. It was built with a biodegradable adobe-like substance, and the idea was that the building would slowly melt back into the earth, making a statement about Western materialism. But the installation was opened full of high-end Prada pieces, hand-picked by Mucha Prada herself. So, of course, vandals ransacked the place and looted the store. Stronger, more protective materials were added, and cleverly, all the handbags now have no bottoms and all the shoes are right-footed. Today, thousands of visitors come to see it each year. It's an epic selfie spot. But what we found most charming about Marfa Prada were the beautiful love locks people have added to the fence surrounding the store. So when you come and visit yourself, make sure to bring one. But after our fun pit stop, it was time to continue our journey out of Texas. And sadly, it wasn't uneventful.
There are two moments I could think of where I've white-knuckled it like this. One, when I was picking up the Airstream for the very first time, I was terrified. And two, right now, we're driving through West Texas, and there's a sandstorm.
It's like the winds of Texas will just not let us be. We're about 30 minutes outside of El Paso, and we're experiencing wind gusts around 55 miles an hour according to the high winds warning. This is pretty intense.
It's crazy. Visibility is already diminished because of the sand in the air, and then every now and then a gust just comes along and just knocks you right into almost an emergency lane. This is one of many reasons why so thankful we paid for the really good hitch, because it's keeping the butt from swaying as much.
You can see it leaning. It's disturbing.
See the vehicles pull away and just kind of starts to disappear.
So this is not even remotely funny, but it is ironic. Daniel and I were just talking about the last time we have ever seen anything like this was when we were in the Sahara Desert.
What do you think about all this? So we're in a sandstorm in the middle of the Sahara. Oh, it's so windy.
And it made us look at our calendars and realize that that was exactly 1 year ago today. We're really concerned about how much Mother Nature has decided that she does not like us. After more than an hour of driving through the sandstorm, we decided to stop at a campground in El Paso and just continue our journey to New Mexico after the storm had passed. What we learned is apparently the first 2 weeks in March are known as windy season in West Texas, so maybe avoid that. We can't say our weekend in Marfa was the relaxing desert oasis we had planned, but we're thankful to know the skills that we've learned about camping in extreme weather while traveling through Texas has made us better prepared for our journey to visit all 50 states. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell for notifications. We'd love to have you join along. So, until next week, my friend, make sure you take some time to wander local in your own community. It's good for the soul.